This is an update to a video I made a little while ago about the SOC Settings menu. I said a lot of people still have questions about how this works, and now that I've used it myself and learned a bit more about it, there's some things that I can add, so I thought I'd just make a little update with a part 2. So if you want to see that part 1 about why you'd use the SOC settings, you can have a look at that. But for part 2, we're in the energy tab here, and we've decided that we're not happy with the default 25% state of charge in the Sealion 6. We want a higher one, so let's crank it all the way up to 70%. So now we're telling the car that we want the battery to be maintained at 70% instead of 25%. That will do nothing if you're running in auto mode. In auto mode, the car will just revert to the default. If you're in EV, it'll run in EV until 25%. It'll switch to HEV at that point, and then it'll just maintain 25%. So for this number to take effect, we have to change it and hit the save mode. And now we're telling the car, no, forget your 25%. I want you to maintain 70%. That'll work until we turn the car off. Once we turn it back on again, it'll switch back to auto and you'll be back to square one. So if you want the car to always run in save mode, you need to turn on this function here, save mode memory. This used to be on a different screen, which wasn't handy, but now they've included it within this page. So when we turn that on, we get this message saying that if the vehicle is currently in save mode, it will continue to run in save mode when it's started next time. So now we're good to go. We're going to maintain 70% and the car will remember that every time you turn it on. However, if you run in EV mode, which I currently am, I've got a SOC there at the moment of 74%, none of that will come into effect until the car switches itself to HEV mode. And it won't do that automatically until the battery gets to 25%. I know it seems counterintuitive, but it doesn't matter what you set here. If you run in EV mode, the car will stay in EV mode until 25%. If you've got a higher SOC here, once it does switch to HEV mode at 25%, the engine will work harder and will charge the battery over time to 70%, but it won't switch to HEV automatically. So I guess that's just to give you the option of having this higher SOC saved, having save memory mode turned on, but then only using this in certain circumstances and still running in EV mode day to day. So a lot of people make these changes here and say, why isn't it working? The car's ignoring it, and it's for that reason. It's because you're running in EV mode and you need to instead switch it to HEV mode for those changes to take effect. I hope that helps. Any questions, leave it in the comments.